Hi, this is Tara. I want to talk about one of the traps that entrepreneurs, business professionals, highly type A career driven people, one of the traps that they fall into. And they all follow good advice. They all have great advice for how to be successful. And one of those things is focusing on one thing, connecting to your purpose and driving all of your goals and all of your energy and focus and attention to that one thing. That almost always guarantees success in any given thing. The problem is it creates one dimension for living. The other thing it does is create such a focus and importance and an urgency on business and success and producing that we start to exclude everything else. And I've fallen victim to this in my own life where I'm really focused on getting my businesses to move forward. I have goals for advancement or career development that I'm completely tunnel visioned on, to the exclusion of fostering good social connections, of finding a romantic relationship, of developing presence with my kids or my other family members. And so it's really easy to fall into that trap of excluding the rest of your life for this one part of your life. And this one part of your life that we think is so important, that drives us so insanely, this type A ambition, it's so great, and yet it's the thing that's going to matter the least at the end of our lives. It's the thing that's going to matter the least. It might fund some of the other things, but it's going to matter the least in the long game of our lives. And so one of the ways to get out of this trap is to look at, what do you want in the next 5 to 10 years of your life? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want then, when you don't have to focus so hard on your business, when everything is already established, when you've achieved some of these benchmarks for success? What do you want in your life then that you don't have right now? And what are you doing on a daily basis to prioritize the things that you want then, right now? Because then is not the time to start working to them. Now is the time, because then is not guaranteed. So you could end up really successful, and then you're 60 and you're alone and you don't have good connections with people, or you don't have a partnership, and that's something that you value. You never prioritize some of these other parts in your life that create a well-rounded existence, that create work-life balance, that actually give you back from what you put into your life. You never get to reap those rewards. You never get to get back in of this life what you deserve, because you're so focused on pushing out what you need to for your career. So if you want other things in your life down the road, you need to start prioritizing them right now. Your time and your energy and your focus is going to determine the success that you have in any given area, but you can actually focus on more than one thing at a time. If you don't have love and relationships and family as one of your priorities that you are giving time and attention to cultivating every day, there's something wrong with your priorities. Your business cannot be your whole life. Your life's work needs to be more than just work. It needs to be the imprint of the relationships that you have with people. That is our primary purpose for being on this planet. And it's the one trap that so many business-minded people put off to the side and ignore, because we think we have all the time in the world. We don't. We don't have all the time in the world. People are not disposable. Good people are not a dime a dozen, and we will let people slip through our fingers because we think there's someone else there that, when I have time, when I have the energy, when I have the focus. I do this all the time, where I put people off because I think I have all the time, and my work creates urgency that actually takes away from the fullness of life that I want down the road. In 5 or 10 years, I want a healthy partnership. I want to have good sets of friends. I want to have a successful business, but I want to have this lifestyle that has all of that in that. And I'm not, or haven't been, focusing on including all of those things into my priorities, into my focus, because I've been stuck on one thing. So stop being stuck on one thing. Really pull yourself out. Look at the long game of your life. What do you want for your whole life? Where's the fulfillment coming from outside of your work? You have to live for more than just work. I don't want, on my last day, people to say, "Oh, that Tara, she just works so hard." And that's what they might say right now. So I'm active in this with you, in creating balance, in reprioritizing, so that I'm giving some attention to my relationships, to my family, that I'm shuffling things around because work is not the end all be all. It's not going to be my legacy. I don't want it to be my legacy, even though it's important to me to be successful and to do good work. It can't be everything. So avoid the tunnel vision, really take a step back and look at what you want long-term in your life. Start setting goals and initiatives to do that right now, so that when you do get a break from your work, it will be successful, because that's how you're built, to make things successful. Make these other parts of your life successful. Treat them the same way, with the same amount of importance, so that you don't end up with a successful business but a ton of other regrets. So I encourage you and I challenge you to take a different perspective on this, not fall into the trap of excluding all of the other fulfilling parts of your life that are going to give back to you what you deserve, for the sake of your business, your career, the tunnel vision that you get around productivity and accolades and achievement. Those are really meaningful to you, but they're also highly ego-driven, and there is more to life than that. Balance it out with some other things. Let me know what you've been neglecting. Maybe it's the same as mine. I hope you're well. Until next time.